Okay, time to show off the results of my Bank Holiday Monday modelling. This is pretty much done. The lower section is pretty much done. I do want to have detail coming up and onto the middle section, but for now this is done. All right, so just put that to one side. Middle section. There's a jolly tasty pot noodle, and washed it all out, dried it, and then went to attach it. I mean, let's bring him back. Basically, he's going to sit on there like that. And as I say, I want to have some details coming up to connect the two, right? But I've, as you can see, I've had to severely cut it down. And the reason I've had to really cut it down is this is the middle section. The top section is an old favourite of mine, soba noodle pots, because this is quite rigid plastic. You've got this nice ribbon detail, and yeah, these are good. I've used these before. This is going to be my upper section, all right? And a benefit of using this is I'm going to have the lid still clip on, because my client has asked for a flashing light. Pretty much where that red circle will be, I'm planning on having it, you know, a pulsing red light. And it hasn't got to be red. The film's going to be in black and white, so they don't really matter. But the crucial thing is I can, or my client can remove this top section, switch it on, because there's not going to be a switch. It's just going to be a battery pack. You just then clip the battery, the 9-volt battery on, and it will be working. Clip it back, right? But to get the bottom, this is the bottom, that is the top. To get the bottom to match up with that, I've had to cut that down, because it then sits in here like so, all right? So that's where I am with that. I've shown that, haven't I? The command ball, right, all bolted and glued together, ready to go, and it's going to join on at the other end here onto here, and yeah, an advancement here. Let me stand up. So this is the top of the body, all right, and yeah, I've been covering that handle up and putting in panels. And the reason I'm putting panels along here and here was because I wanted to extend that shape down to where this is going to be, right? And where is it? Yeah. And for that, this is the shroud, which is going to be on there like that, all right? So I'm busying myself at the moment doing that, gluing these on. I found that regular cement didn't touch it, super glue didn't touch it, hot glue didn't touch it. What does glue this on is the god-awful Yoo-hoo glue, which is just a cheap, horrible, stringy glue. And I've only got possession of, because I use it to it makes for good dripping gore on a lot of my miniatures. So that's why I've got a tube of it. But no, it glues it absolutely fine. So that's what I'm in the process of doing now. And then the last bit is the reverse, which is where the engines are going to be. And what I've done there is, this is the back, which is of course the lid of the container. And I've put on a plate of plasticard over that. I've stuck other ones, and this is where the engines are going to be. This is going to go in here like this. There's going to be smaller engines like thrusters up here. I'm not keeping it balanced, you know, I'm keeping it, you know, random, because it's got to be alien. So, but I am going to be having 4 engine bells, and that's where those dots are. Basically, they go on here like this. All right, and these are from the pound shop, disposable plastic tumblers, shot glasses. So that's going to be the engine area. I'm in an iron about just how much detail I put in here. There is going to be detail, but To what degree, I don't know. It all depends on what I have to scale. So that's where I am today. In a minute, I'm going to continue putting more panels on the body and working, especially. This is going to use up an awful lot of stash of detail. This is where the nose cone sits, and there's going to be a shroud top and bottom, you know, coming up a bit. But in here, this is where I want lots of technology and kit bits and lots of greeblies all in here. So because if I put the warts and all the details on the top and bottom first, they're going to be manhandled while I'm working on the front and back. So next thing is to do the front with loads of greeblies, finish the engines, stick that back on, and then I can continue with the bodywork. Right, and this is where I am today. This lower section, you can see I've put some plasticard panels on, and I'm starting to add kit pieces. Now, what I thought I would do, the lower section with the legs, is going to have a lot of kit pieces and greeblies, and I thought as we go up through the ship, the amount of detail work drops off as we go higher and we have less. All right, so this is the bottom here, this is the top of this, and you can see what I'm doing. I'm deliberately having the parts come down a bit, so hopefully visually they'll tie into what's going to be happening below. So that's the middle section where I am today, and with the upper section, as you can see, I'm just sticking on plasticard, very thin plasticard here. It sticks absolutely fine with super glue, but super glue isn't the most precise of glues to be gluing parts on, and I want the parts when they are on the plasticard to be properly glued on. And if you use proper, you know, kit glue, polystyrene glue, it actually melts the two pieces of plastic together, so you get much stronger bond. So that's where we are there. And then finally, we're almost at the stage of having to add kit parts to the mothership body. You can see here I've been cladding it with plasticard. I'm mindful of weight. This is going to have a stand, but I don't want it to get too heavy. So I put these plasticard panels on. I know where there's going to be a big round feature just here, and I've come up with the idea of a couple of cowls pointing backwards are going to go here and here between this bit. All right, and now I've got those on, the next step is to start on the very front. All right, and as you can see, I've put on some plasticard ready for the greeblies. We've got a shroud that will be coming up forward here, and one underneath. This is where the collar of the command ball will connect, and I really want that to be connected as strongly as possible. So this panel is stuck to the plastic with Yoo-hoo glue, which it holds it, but you know, I don't know, over time. So what I've done is that's Yoo-hoo glued on, and then this is the actual panel the collar of the command ball will be connecting to, and that's another piece of plasticard. So I've glued that one to that one, so that's a lovely strong bond. And then just to be on the safe side, yeah, I'm using, oh, a bit of masking tape just undid down there. Yeah, nut and bolt all the way through. And what I'm going to do, just to be really, really, really secure, down there where the nut is, I'm going to cover that up with hot glue to just lock it in position, and ditto to the nut and bolt that's holding the command ball to the neck.